Hey all you techs, in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to adjust and change the display on a Samsung wind-free wall-mounted ductless unit 2.0 or newer. Let's get started. First off, from factory it comes set as Fahrenheit. Now if you want to change this to Celsius, I do have a separate video showing exactly how you would change it to display Celsius. But in this video I'm going to show you how you can change what's being displayed. So you've got two options. Of course, you got either Fahrenheit or Celsius, but as far as set points, you can have either the room temperature or you can have it set for the set temperature that you're setting the temperature you want on to be displayed. So I'm going to show you in this example how we would change it from the room temperature to the set temperature. Now it comes from factory set, defaulted to the room temperature in Fahrenheit. In this case, we're going to change it to the set temperature in Celsius. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you where I get this information. So first off, when you look at the remote control, we're going to want to get into the background screens. So how we're going to do that is by popping out the battery, just so that it's not making contact, like such. Get your screen completely blank. Then you're going to hold down your up and down button all together and slide that battery back in. And you're going to get on 00 auto. Perfect, that's what we want to have on here. So we're getting into the background option code settings. So this is a group 1 product option code. So the first code is going to be a D1. So we got to change the 00 to D1. In order to change those numbers, we got to go below the mode button. You see the fast button here and wind free. If I press the top of the button, I get a 1 on the first digit. If I press the bottom, I'm going to get a 1 on the second. So that's how you move depending on which digit you're changing. We want this to display D1. So I'm going to keep pushing on the bottom. After I get past 9, it's going to go to the alphabet. A, B, C, D1. So on D1 auto. That's exactly what we want. Perfect. There's 6 digits that we're actually going to be changing. So this is the first 2. To get to the next 2, we're going to go to the mode button over here on the right, top right. I'm going to press that once. You see auto goes to cool and it's reset to zeros for our next 2 digits. We're going to make this a 05 because it's segment 5 of the product option codes that we're changing. So I'm going to push up until I get a 5, 05 on cool. Perfect. Now we're going to go to our last 2 digits. You'll see the cool will switch over to dry over here and reset my zeros. And in this case, because we're going to display the set temperature in Celsius, we're going to make this a 10. So that setting is actually a 1. So don't get confused when it's displayed as a 10. Remember, every one of these digits just represents a certain setting. So we're going to be changing this digit, which is really the 5th digit in the product option codes. And so we're going to be changing that to a 1. So again, pushing down, I got 1 there, perfect. On 10 dry. At this point, I'm going to point this at my indoor wall mount head, and I'm going to repetitively press my power button. And you can see when I press it that it's sending a signal up to my indoor unit. The indoor unit will do a chime or double beep, and that's going to tell you, hey, I got the new settings. And if you keep pressing it, the sound is just going to go to a single beep every time you press it. That's telling you that the change has been made to the board of that indoor wall head and you're good to go. Now, if you've got multiple indoor heads, like if it's a FJM system where there's 2 to 5 indoor heads, you want to change them all to display the set temperature in Celsius. Instead of doing this function we just did on every remote control, I could walk around the home with this specific remote control, pointing it at any specific indoor unit and press that power button, wait for the chime, and I'll update that board with the exact same settings. So you don't have to redo it on every single remote control. That'll save you some time. Once I'm done that, I'm going to pop my battery out again so I'm not making contact. Press my power button so I'm all blanked out on my screen. Slide the battery back in without pressing any buttons, and I'm going to go back to my user settings, and away I go. Now my indoor head will be displaying my set temperature in Celsius. So again, I told you I'd tell you where you get this. This information's in Bulletin 2020-0012. You can go to samsunghvac.com, go to technical documents, you can go to wind-free products, down to bulletins, and you'll see that bulletin in there, and it'll show you all these various settings. And again, be cautious. These settings may change depending on your indoor unit. So you're going to want to make sure you go through that bulletin for your specific model number. Thanks, guys. And again, nothing replaces training. So go out there, get trained under Samsung, install startup courses, there's advanced courses, there's lots of information out there. I'm just scratching the surface here. Thanks for listening, and take care.